Welcome, my friends. Welcome to a special edition or episode of Baldur's Gate. I'm your host, Elder Archer, and what we are doing today is we're going to go through. I thought it might be fun to show off the different places where I like to use explosives. Because as I like to say, fight smarter, not harder. So this is the beginning part. In Act 1, just off the beach. And I don't usually use the explosives here, but, you know, sometimes it's fun. But if you do, this is what you do. You got, if you're familiar with this area at all, which I'm sure all of you are, but if you're not, straight ahead and down some stairs is a door that goes underground into the temple. And it kind of goes off to the left and then off to the left, which brings them back this way. And in there's the main room when you first go in, and then there's a second room and the third room. And most of the people inside are going to be in the third room. But if you take and shoot this little stone right here,
there could be all sorts of loot in that thing.
It's going to fall in that hole there, and it's going to kill these two guys, and it's going to bring everybody out into the second room, and which puts them next to a barrel of oil that explodes. So we'll shoot this. There we go. And there's after that, there's only like 2 people out here that you have to worry about fighting. So this is
just wait a while. Make sure it's safe.
Boom. So you hit that, see, and it fell in. It took 2 guys with them. Now you've got the mage, and you should have a guy up here somewhere. I don't know where. He's usually standing up here looking over. I don't see him right now. Where is he? Oh well. So it fell in and it killed the 2 guys. Now that's going to bring everybody into one room. Alright, so when you get in here and you open up this door, this will be the middle room because this is the main room right here. There should be everybody standing around by the oil barrel. So let's see what it looks like. You open the door. And there they are. So you got 2 people standing right here. And depending, you might have more, depending. But then right here, call out fire in the hole and boom. And that'll take out those 2. Oh, it took out him too. So there you go, 3 people done. And then the other 2, you know, 2 on 1 is much better than 5 on 1. And so that's the first time I usually, if I'm going to use explosives, that's the first time. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Now in this one, the only reason I really want to blow this guy up is because his smites just take me out all the time. Me, Karlak, whoever engages with him. And he's a tough one to fight. If you don't get him down in the first round, it's pretty likely he's going to take somebody out. So, I take these 2 nautiloid tanks from the ship. And I set them down. And then I don't exactly know what their explosive power is. And that one could be set a little closer. And then I throw in an oil barrel just to give it that extra little oomph. And then I'll have, like, if I'm with other people, I'll put my fighter just outside the doorway here. And then I'll put usually my 2 weakest people, my mage and thief or bard or somebody like that, around back with the trader girl after I've traded with her. So anyhow, yeah, you just stand right here and yell out fire in the hole and let these guys know something's coming up. And usually this guy will die and she'll be injured. 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. So you yell and duck and wait to see what's left over out of all that. So, as you can see, he's toast. So he's toast, and she's injured, and looks like, oh, so she's almost dead. So anyway, it just makes that battle so much easier. I don't have to deal with a lot of stuff. Oh, the other one is just right across the road here, so let's move on to that one, shall we? Okay, here we are across the road from the toll house. Toll house is up that little hill there. I'm sure you all recognize this. But the waypoint's up there on the left. So you just follow this road down, and there's a little cave here. And for those of you who don't know, there's a couple of tripwires that you got to get. Otherwise, this massive boulder right here, this boulder right here will come down and squeeze you. And you can still get in and out if that boulder comes down, but alright. And then I came up earlier, so when I take out the toll house, blow them up, I come over here and I'll jump across and I'll set up my explosives, and then I'll sneak over to the chest that's meant for the Zentarum, and I'll just grab that chest. So I've already set up the explosives. I grab the chest, I head back over to the Zentarum. So yeah, if you stand up, they'll notice you eventually. You don't have to get too overly close. But you can see the 3 explosives. So I get them, you can either put them crossways like a fence, and they'll gather up trying to get to you, which is probably the better way to do it. I just had these lined up down this way, kind of get everybody. So it doesn't matter. You can use fire wine, oil. I like these. Get them out. They're free because they're off the ship. But you hit one, and it's a significant explosion. So when they're all gathered in, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get everybody. Of course, all of a sudden, I wasn't doing that this time, but just so you see what it looks like. Let's see, what's the next one? I'll meet you over at the next explosion. Now, this one is one of my more favorite explosions. It's really non-essential, but it's really fun. So you've got the gifts down here. Yeah, they're there. And once you've talked to them and they've decided to kill you because you've got a tadpole, you can talk your way out. If you have Lae'zel and stuff, you can talk your way through this. But I like to go down here and confront them because they got good armor and it's a lot of good experience points. However, these guys, they tear me up every single time, and even with a group. So I decided one day, let's see what happens if I can blow them up. So let's see what happens. This one doesn't always work, but most of the time, I would say 8 times out of 10, you'll get everybody on the first shot. And then there's like that one straggler guy, maybe 2, but usually you'll get everybody. If you're with Lae'zel, she's dead anyway. They'll shoot her first in the beginning. So I'll show you down here. I'll take you down here and show you what this looks like. Okay, so the mountain pass right here. This time I didn't get initiative. Otherwise I would have got them in a bunch. But that's okay. All I got to do is move up to about here.
Catch a break.
So yeah, anyway, things didn't work out like I was hoping. Hoping to get a little bit further away. Anyway, that's the idea. You just set up some barrels around them. These are all smoke powder, just because I feel like I really don't want to have to fight these guys. See, they're level 5, only level 4. So yeah, anyhow, typically you only go up as far as you need to, and then you stretch how far you can set the barrel, and that way it gives you room to get out of the way. I probably still could survive this, but anyway, let's blow it up just because we can. Alright, so you be polite and yell out, "Fire in the hole!" Ooh, yeah, that was too close. But that's the idea anyway. You just blow the hell out of them and gather up their stuff, and everybody has a good day. Alright, on to the next explosion. Yeah, you can see I got this all loaded up and ready. Usually I use fire wine down here, but looks like I had oil this time. But for Ragsland, I put 2 smoke powders and an oil. And yeah, you don't really need to blow these guys up, but a lot of people don't. I just do because it saves me on resources and spells and all that stuff. And I don't know, I can get through this pretty quick and move on. So I'll start back here, and I have 1 fire wine barrel because I've learned over the years that 1 barrel will kill him and usually injure her. If I do anything more than a fire wine barrel, it'll kill them both. Or if I set that closer to them. So yeah, I will typically try to deal with this eye so it doesn't scream for help. So maybe I'll start over here. Oh, I got a barrel over here. I don't usually do that. If I have a group, then I can set people all over the place, and somebody can take care of all this, and some of us can take care of that. But this is mostly when I'm trying to not kill Minthara, if I just want to knock her out, which is what I try to do now. It's a lot harder. So anyway, if you do this right and you don't attract any attention, you can go out of the courtyard and trade, and you can still go do stuff all around camp, and nobody knows. But so I'll start there, and with Minthara, and then I'll come down here. As you can see, I got 3 barrels in here, and that blows up everybody down here. And I'll come up here, and I'll have my group up here. And then I like to be near this drum just in case. I don't want somebody letting it off, somebody sounding off on the drum. But from up here, I wait for the priestess gut to be near the, like usually down in here somewhere a little bit lower, and then kablooey, and it just blows up that whole area and everybody in it. And it's pretty nice. There's a few stragglers to fight, and then after that you come over and you'll see these guys, and you can deal with all that, the prisoner. And then once I've got everything taken care of, then I come down and deal with Ragsland. Blow him and his people up. And, you know, typically it's bing, bang, boom. I'm in, I'm out, I'm done. I have not lost any hit points, or, you know, barely any, if at all. And, you know, I just kind of shoot the stragglers, and I'm done with this. And then I go around back and grab, run down here and grab Halson. And by then, everything's done. So I really like it. It's just a way to... Oops, that went the wrong way. One time I did let loose that spectator. I carry it around all the time, and I don't do anything with it. It didn't do anything. It just kind of fought everybody to a stalemate. And then I still had to fight him anyhow. So Had to fight the spectator. That was stupid. So yeah, then you come back and you grab Halston from back there. And anyhow, I'm not going to go through blowing this place up, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy blowing up Goblin Camp. Now I used to set explosives up all throughout the courtyard and just obliterate the courtyard. But anymore, I stopped doing that. It's just kind of tedious. I've already killed these guys. So it's just tedious. I don't really need to, I find. I can put a smoke powder barrel in this corner and blow him up. And that's pretty much it. I can deal with all these people with other ways. Usually cast darkness around myself is the best. But yeah. So yeah, I won't blow this place up, but it's fun to do anyway. Hey, off to the next explosion. Let's have fun. So welcome to the Underdark. That's the Boule. So he jumps down here, and usually I'll stay up there and throw bombs at him or something. But this time I came down and I laid a couple smoke powder bombs right here next to him. And he's got 117 hit points. So I just kind of make sure I'm backed up as far as I can be. And let's see if this works. This should work pretty good. So fire in the hole. Honor mode, this guy's got a diamond coat, and you really got to do a lot of damage to him. So that's where it first started from. But yeah, you just fire in the hole. Bam! And there you go. One dead Boule. And once he's gone, life down here is so much easier. You don't have to deal with anything. Anyhow, that was a 50-50 if you want to just end it quick. But this definitely is the most advantageous place to fight him. Up high, where he can't attack you, he can just shoot like whatever he shoots at you. I forget what it is, but anyhow, moving on. Next explosion. So the crash here is another one of those places that I used to use explosives all the time. Mostly I think because I used to come in here right after Goblin Camp and the Hag and all that, and I'd come in here before going to the Underdark and then going down into Act 2 and stuff. But then I found it's a way easier fight these guys after I've been to Act 2, where I can get arrows of many targets and potions and better gear and just everything, and then I come back and I just wipe these guys out. Like they're in 2 rounds they're all done. So, but used to, I'd go down and talk to him, and all he does really is he puts a psychic connection between everybody, and it's just annoying as hell. But yeah, you talk to him, and if you get initiative, everything always counts on getting initiative. But you can lay down a barrel next to him, 2 if you really want to, and then just kind of back up a little bit. And once he's gone, the rest of these guys are weaker. They don't have the connection with him. And but yeah, like I said, I don't do that much anymore because I have better uses with my oil barrels and all my explosives. But definitely is if you want to get an edge coming down early when you're still in Act 1 and blow him up and get some good experience points. So something to think about there. Alright, let's move it on. Next one. Alright, this is probably the favorite. For those of you who probably recognize this is the area where you're going to meet Halston in Act 2. And he's going to go get Oliver and Thaniel. He was going to go get Thaniel. So, you come down here and you lay down a minefield. I'm sure all of you have had fun with this place. And these are all fire wine barrels with one smoke powder bomb sat on top of each just to give it a little extra kick. And let's see. Oh, that's the tadpole container with all the tadpoles. I thought I'd throw it in here and blow it up anyway. But yeah, if you bring this all the way back, you don't have to go clear up here. I used to. But blowing this up just makes life so much easier. And, you know, like everybody, the first couple times, you're just overwhelmed. And people were like, get area effect spells, get area effect spells. And I was just down here looking around, and I happened to see a fire wine barrel sitting halfway in the water over here, and I thought, hey, that's a good idea. And then all of a sudden I'm laying down barrels all over the damn place. And be forewarned, because if by chance you want to let off a rune powder bomb that you get from Philomena, yeah, you're going to want to set that puppy way back here, somewhere between this grass and this barrel probably, and probably closer to this grass back here. And then you're going to want to be way over here, as close to this edge as you can get, because when that thing goes off, I've died a couple of times, just got blown over. But yeah, this is fun. I'll just see what it looks like, actually. I don't need to talk to Halson to have fun. But you wait till like the second round, and wait till everything is... you wait till the second round, and there's all the stuff that shows up, the birds, everything. And I always start over here. You hit that, and then depending on how I got these spaced out, I try to space it out so I can just go down the row, but it doesn't always get spaced out right. Oops, wrong arrow. My bad. You guys got me talking. So let's see, we can get a... Wow, I did a poor job spacing this out. Let's see, try this one. There we go. So yeah, you just get it spaced out just right. And then the nice thing is, after that, you've got a couple rounds of heat and stuff, so people are taking damage just being down here. And then all I do is cast like a cloud kill, and I'll have, if I'm with two people, I'll have somebody else cast another one on this side, and they're toast. I don't have to worry about anybody. But yeah, this is the most fun one. You save up all your explosives and just blow that whole place up. Alrighty, and let's move on to the next explosion. Yep, this one is, this one's intense. This is fighting Ketheric down here in the Mind Flayer colony. And so he's standing over there. So, especially solo, I don't really like to take chances. But usually what I'll do is I'll haste myself, take him out so he can't dominate her, and then I'll jump over here and grab my bag of bombs. Let's see. I have a whole collection, 6, 7, 8, 9 bombs in a bag. Anyway, you hook that little baby over here. And then make sure you got an action, otherwise you're going to be screwed. And then you just yell out to Ketherick. You say, "Fire in the hole, Mr. Thorn." And there you go. And you do see
What a fool you
same
are.
thing to Merkel,
You
and
cannot kill me.
it works out pretty good. Merkel goes down just as easy. So, anywho, moving on. All right, so Worm's Rock. We're gonna go after Gortash. Typically, I've already fought these guys and stuff. This is kind of a surprise attack. I did learn that there's an achievement. I didn't know. But apparently there's an achievement that you can get to Gortash without setting off any of his traps. So I was like, wow, holy shit. Okay, let's see how you do that. So right before I went through this door, I just turned myself invisible. And then I can just walk clear over here invisible. And you've seen any of my run-throughs, my playthroughs, you see me do these things anyway, so you can see it in like real time. And like I say, normally all these guys are gone,
Watch how you go.
but it's a big deal. But this time I'm going in here actually without having taken care of these guys, so it's a little tricky that way. Anyway, like I said, any of my run-throughs, my playthroughs will show this. But once you get about where you feel like you want to be, you grab a backpack full of candy, and you huck that baby out here. And I've got giant strength also, I should mention that, so I can throw these things really far. And then I don't have to deal with talking to him, and after you've done the dialogue a couple times. And then you just yell, "Fire in the hole." Sometimes this, yeah, I was gonna say most of the time, this just kills him outright. Probably about 8 out of 10 times it'll just kill him outright. And then you just, well, like I said, if you've already taken out the foundry, you don't have to deal with all this other crap. And yeah, you just walk in here, kill him, and then it's just his little buddies, these guys right here. So it's just a quick, painless little battle. Take those guys out, and Gortash is toast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I do like to, I don't know, I'm split. I like to fight Gortash. I like to blow him up. Either way, he's just a he's just a douchebag. So I like to just blow him up. Don't even deal with him and move on. But anyway, that's what I like to do. You could experiment with however many bombs you want to use. That one was a bag of 8 bombs. But yeah, the one that killed Ketherick Thorm, I think that was also a bag of 8 bombs. And then Merkel is about the same. So anyway, moving on. Let's go to the next one. All right, this one is, as you can tell, this is down here getting ready to fight Sarevok and his guys. And let's see. Yeah, this one, I just wanted to see what would happen. I usually just fight him, but I was like, hey, what would happen if I throw a bag of bombs at him? And it just decimated him, and all 3, usually 2 of the 3 at least, but yeah, he's gone. This is kind of funny, but but because Cerebok's right there, so you try to throw it as close as you can, and
You gaze upon earth.
okay. So where'd my bag go? Oh, is that the wrong one? Ah, that's funny. I threw a bag of clothing. Oops. Okay. That's funny. Let's try this one. Make sure it's the right one. Alright, so yeah, right in here. And then you yell out, fire in the hole. And, bon voyage. And you only got one left. But yeah. So like I said, I just thought it would be fun to see what it looked like. And so it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll blow him up. I carry bombs around just in case. Backpacks with several numbers. Some have 8, some have 6. And I feel like I need to use one, or I'll just throw it out there and blow them up. But yeah, blowing up Cerebok. Yeah, he's not so tough. Anyway, that's kind of fun. Moving on. Welcome, my friends. Here we are in the House of Hope. Spoiler if you've never been down here, but yeah, this is one of my more favorite places. This is basically where you almost have to have explosives. So what happens is these pillars are buffs for Raphael. So I put 3 smoke powder bombs, barrels, around each pillar. And then I had a couple here. So what I do is, before I've entered the passage here, when I'm in the, what's it called, Devil's Fee, I'll take a couple trips to camp, and because I've got giant strength, and I'll just load up, or if I'm with other people, and we'll all just load up with all of our smoke powder and oil barrels and as much as we can carry. And then what I'll do is I'll come in, and you can see I got, because they has people standing over here, so this will blow up this blows the fuck out of everybody. Yeah, so this place is set. So then I go in and I'll go steal the hammer and stuff, and when I come back, I'm ready to rock. Everything's here, and then all I gotta do is hit it with a smoke powder bomb arrow and just blow the fuck out of this whole place. And then his buffs are gone. His minions are pretty well injured. Some have probably died from these blasts, but the rest of them are not too hard to kill. And then you got, usually Raphael will stand down in here somewhere. So if things work out, I can blow these up. And sometimes Yerger is like over in here somewhere, and he's like, hey, if you're in the way, you're in the way. But the only thing you have to worry about is Hope standing right in there. When you come back, let's see if it'll let me through here. Oh, I gotta talk to her first. There's a dining room in there, and I've laid barrels all the way around that dining room as well, just to see. So just blew the fuck out of everything. And then when you first come out of the storeroom where the gauntlets and stuff were at, and the hammer. When you first come out of there, there's a fireball to the right. And I set a couple barrels down over there, so as soon as it appeared, those went off. And so you start fighting him, and he's like half hit point or something. Anyway, just kind of experimented, played around with it. But yeah, this is essentially the House of Hope. So just to give you what it looks like when it's your initiative, and of course you got to go first. Ooh. So one arrow took care of that side, and then this is something I've never done before, is blow this up first before Raphael gets here. I guess because I want to try to blow people up as well. But yeah, there you go. And then you've got the two in the back if you feel like you want to try to do some damage to Raphael. But now all of his buffs are gone. They're not activated right now, so they're still there. But normally they would have been gone with all that explosion. But anyway, that's the House of Hope. Give you an idea of playing around. You can come back and forth in here as much as you want. Apparently, I took several trips when I was a solo and stacked that whole wall of smoke powder barrels, and yeah, I just did my thing. So anyway, that's an idea. You don't obviously have to. There's other ways to deal with the pillars. I just feel like that was me. I guess. But moving on, we're almost to the end of all my explosions. So let's keep moving. Here we are, my friends. Here we are. This is the big one. This is Orin. And Orin's claim to fame are all of these guys around here. And they are what gives her her powers and makes her hard as fuck to fight. So, what I did, just on an experiment, just to see, and it was cool as shit. So, as you know, you can pick up a rune powder bomb from Philomene at Grimforge. Then you can pick up another rune powder bomb from Barkus, Wolbrin, underneath in their little hideout at the beginning of Act 3. And if you search around down there, you'll find 2 more, giving you a total of 4 rune powder bombs. So I thought, you know, what would happen, and can Orin survive that much? And so I thought, well, let's try it out. So I set these down, and the only downside is whoever your victim is, in this case it's Halson, he's toast. But as a solo person, I feel like he's going to be toast anyway, because I don't use OP stuff. I'm just me. And Halson's got the least amount of interesting dialogue and everything anyhow. So, without any further ado, I'll show you what this looks like when you blow the fuck out of this. Yeah, Orin will survive it, but, you know, still, it's quite the explosion. So I backed up as far as I could, hoping that I didn't die from this. And this is what it looked like. Now the good part, Orin no longer has any buffs. Oh yeah, there's one guy that somehow survives it. But, so those 7 unstoppables, that's it. That's all she's got left. And of course, Halson's toasty oats. But that's what 4 rune powder bombs will do. And as far as Orin's, you know, she didn't take any damage out of that. So, but she's easy to fight when she has no unstoppables. And she doesn't have these other guys casting slow spells and stuff as well. But yeah, you can take him out and then deal with her. And yeah, life is good. 4 smoke powder or room powder bombs. It was pretty amazing, but it cleared off everything and made my fight so much easier. Huh, I don't think I ever noticed that before. Huh. Anyhow, moving on. I think there's one last explosion. Now, let's see. Yeah, there's one more, and it's an if you want to or not. But it's the end of Act 3 right after this. So, let's go see what it looks like. I remember the first time I was here, I was like freaked out. I was like, oh shit, there's all this stuff to fight, and then there's a dragon and all this and blah blah. And I was a whiny little bitch. And at first I would go down there and set down the barrels. And I put down as many barrels as I could and get out there and blow it up. And then I got better at the smoke powder barrel or bombs. There we go. So you try to get these bombs as close to or underneath the dragon as you can. And I guess you don't really need to. He just kind of stands there and blows fire. So, I don't really remember. It seems like, oh, maybe I had dragon arrows, or I don't know. I don't remember how we killed him the first time. I think I might have just used chain lightning on him a bunch of times. Yeah, then this is just easier. I don't have to deal with him, and these guys down here, the Emperor and everybody, are gone. So usually, oh, only took 80. He's got 80 points left out of 400. So that's not bad. That's manageable. I can do it again. Of course, obviously, this is the nice thing about being a fighter. You get all this. Well, these are going to blow as soon as they hit him. There he goes. So anyway, that's the last time. Like I said, if you've seen my playthroughs, you've seen me do all these explosions anyway. But I just thought I'd make a video where I put them all together in one and just kind of talked about stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments to make, please feel free to comment. Like and subscribe if you like this video. That's cool. Still trying to build my little channel into something less little. So anyhow, I got more videos coming. I'm going to do more solo runs. I think my next solo run is a wizard. I just finished out the fighter subclass of the Eldritch Knight. And then I'm going to do a wizard. And then I'm going to do a paladin. And the wizard's on tactician also. My fighter, my Eldritch Knight, was on balance mode. Yeah, so I'm just going to run down all the main classes and see if I can run them solo. The bard, the monk, and the thief are going to be really hard for me because I don't really play those classes. So yeah, I don't know about those, and they're not really major players in the group. They're usually supporting characters more than the main character. So those classes are a little tougher, but we'll see how it goes. I'll hopefully can survive solo mode. So anyway, this is the end of my explosives, my demolitions video. Hopefully you liked it. Like and subscribe, and I will see you shortly. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back as soon as we can with a new video.